Why is it hello, hello, hello? Hey, hello. I'm not here for long today. It's going to be a short video, but yes, a chicken was seen praising God. Ridiculous people. I hope you're all doing okay. How is everyone doing? It's a short video. It's not going to be long at all. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? So, let us go into this interesting. A chicken was seen praising God. Ridiculous. And people were in awe of the chicken that was praising God. How ridiculous some people can be. I've got a video which I'm going to show. You are going to see a chicken praising God. A chicken praising God. Let us get into this video. Hey, Wild Hat, I am good. Wild Hat, I've got a funny video for you. I'm not going to be here for long today. I've got a video of a chicken praising God. Can you believe that? A chicken praising God. Oh my goodness, these people never cease to amaze me. And this is why religion needs to, we need to do something about it. We need to say, hello, Atheist Mo, I see you there. I see you. How are you guys doing? I'm not going to be here for long. I'm going to look into this video. If anybody wants to come up and chat, please feel free. I'll put the link in the and then we can look at this video together. A chicken praising God. Where do we even begin with religion? Where? That a chicken is seen praising God. It's crazy. Ridiculous nonsense. Ridiculous nonsense that a chicken would be praising God. So, if anybody wants to come up and have the conversation, why not? But I'm not going to waste plenty of time today. Let us talk about this chicken. Okay, tired. No worries. No worries, Atheist Mo. You can watch or just listen. But we have a case of a chicken. Some people saw this chicken and assumed that the chicken was praising God. So anyway, without much ado, I'm going to play the video. But then, because the video is in it's in an African language, Nigerian language. What the clocking bell? Because it is in an African language, I am going to translate. Okay, I'm going to translate what's going on so you can see the ridiculous. It's crazy. That's to show you where religion is at. When religious people believe that a chicken that is busy doing its own thing, just how do you say when a chicken is when it does its what it usually does. A chicken is clocking. Yeah, I think that's the word. That's the word you call it. But listen, I have a strict keyboard warrior only policy. I'm afraid. Thanks for the offer. Oh no, listen. On my channel, nobody is obliged to do anything. Not at all. Not at all. At all. And listen, feel free to just watch and listen. I appreciate you just being in the chat. Honestly, I appreciate that. Okay, without much ado, let me share my screen so we can see video. Share screen. Okay, I think we'll share screen. Share audio. Cool. Yay, Wild Hat. Yes. 1 second. Let me okay. Can you guys please let me know if you can see the screen okay, and can you hear let me check again. Let me make sure that can you hear don't worry, you don't understand, you might not understand what they're saying, but can you hear the volume? 1 second. Okay. Did you guys hear that? If you're in the chat, did you hear? So anyways, I'm going to carry on. Okay, yes, fantastic. I'm going to carry on, but then I will translate, right? But before I do, bear in mind that this is in Nigeria, okay? Nigeria is a very religious country. You're either Christian or you're a Muslim. It's one of the two. So very religious country. So in Nigeria, they believe that you've got to be religious of some kind. In Nigeria, they even have, they're so religious that in some states have the Sharia law going for the Muslims. They've got the Sharia law actually present in the state. So that means you have to abide by the Bible and what the Bible is saying. No, not Bible, sorry, the Quran. Yeah, that's it, not the Bible. So it is a very religious country, okay? So what you're watching is in the villages, right? So this is in the not the posh areas, but in the villages. And these people, so this lady you're about to watch is about to tell you about this chicken that was praising God. I will translate, okay? So this is in Nigeria. I will translate what they're saying. So, hey Ultra, I see you. Right, I've put the link in the chat if anybody wants to come and let's talk about it. I'm not stopping for long today. So right, okay, let's get into this video. Right, let's start. So now the chicken praising God. Okay, I'm going to be stopping every now and again so that I can translate what they're saying. Okay. Okay. So what this lady is saying is she's just going about her business, and she was sitting down somewhere and she heard this chicken saying Ọlọ́run dákun. That means God forgive us, God have mercy. That she was wondering, what kind of miracle is this? What kind of chicken is this saying God forgive us, right? Okay, so let's carry on. So I'm going to carry on just translating, okay? So chicken was saying, Ọlọ́run dákun. So Ọlọ́run in Yoruba language means God, right? So Ọlọ́run dákun means God forgive us. So this chicken, according to this woman, was saying Ọlọ́run dákun. Okay, so she said she was so amazed by this chicken that she had to call another woman to come and see this chicken praising God. Okay, so let's carry on. So by what she's wearing, you can see she looks like she's a Muslim. Okay, so so automatically they've believed her story. They've believed that what she saw, what she heard was true, that she saw a chicken that was saying, Ọlọ́run dákun, okay, saying, God have mercy. All right, let's carry on.
Ṣẹ́rí ní ìjọ Thursday, èèyàn tó jẹ́ bàbá ọkọ mi, wọ́n ní ìdájí àwọn gbọ́ adìẹ kan tó ń sọ Ọlọ́run dákun, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ò fi ojú rí.
So this is her witness. They went and they got her witness, and her witness says, yes, it is true. My husband also saw the chicken. In fact, this chicken from Thursday, this chicken has been saying Ọlọ́run dákun, and the chicken has been praising God since Thursday. I hope you guys can still see. Okay, so let's carry on. I'm going to carry on translating. So but yeah, let's carry on. So she says, this lady now you're seeing says that her husband, right, also confirmed that this chicken has been praising God since Thursday. Right, so these are Muslims, and automatically they've gathered because the wonder of the earth has happened. A chicken praising God, and now they're saying Allahu Akbar. They're saying, you know, the what the Muslims usually say. I don't know what it means, but yeah, now the Muslims are now, you know. So let's carry on. She said when her husband told her about this chicken from Thursday, she did not believe it herself, right? Until today, when this lady called her to come and see the chicken praising God. Okay. So they called her to come and see the chicken that is praising God. And she said she didn't believe it at first. She said until she sees it, she's not going to believe. But don't worry, you get to see the chicken. And you're going to hear the chicken actually. It's crazy. Now, you must understand, you'll see me laughing. I'm laughing because it is funny. But at the same time, it is not funny because these people actually believe this stuff, right? I can't see the chat right now because I'm doing this, but I will. Let's carry on.
And she's the Christian. So I want to
okay, so what the lady has just said, she's a Muslim, right? So they asked, who is the owner of this chicken? They said it's another lady who owns the chicken. And the funny part is the owner of the chicken is a Christian. So these are Muslims gathered. But the person who owns the chicken is a Muslim. A Christian. Okay. So these are the two religions in Nigeria, right? One Christian, one the Christian owner of the chicken, and the Muslim members of the community. Let's carry on. You will see the chicken.
lẹ́yìn náà mọ lísẹ̀ mọ gbọ́ o kódà àwọn gan wà bíbí ìtàn lè testify sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ tó báwọn náà ṣe wá gbọ́ dádì ẹ̀ náà tún sọ pé ọlọ́run dákun lójú wọn ní ìtajì ẹ̀ wọ́n wí yìí o ó ní mínì ó ń gíìfù mẹ́sẹ̀gì ni so òtítọ́ ni ó láìní.
So what this lady just said, she said that she indeed saw the chicken saying ọlọ́run dákun, and what it means is that God has sent this chicken to give them a message, and that it is true and it is factual that what this chicken is saying belongs to God. It is God who has sent this chicken to this neighborhood to give them a message. Ridiculous.
ẹ̀dẹ̀ tún gbọ́n sí tádìí ẹ̀yẹ náà tó ń sọ yìí ọlọ́run dákun ní ike fún alátà tó jò tí rọ̀ ní sí sọ náà dákun.
Okay, so now the men of the community, men and children have gathered. They're on their way now to go and see the miracle, the wonder. Chicken saying, ọlọ́run dákun, God have mercy. Right? So they're on their way. You are going to see the chicken. But before I do, let me quickly look in the chat so we can see. Okay, so you all right. So get yourselves ready. You are about to see the chicken that was praising God. Okay, here we go.
Adìẹ tí ń ṣe ọlọ́run dákun òun náà ni adìẹ funfun yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ gbọ́dọ̀ tóbi jàmá. Ìyá aládìẹ ẹ̀yin náà sọ̀rọ̀.
So you saw the chicken, and the chicken said exactly. They think all the chicken did was kukuruku. These people have translated it to mean ọlọ́run dákun. This woman is the owner of the chicken. This one you're seeing now, she's the Christian lady who owns the chicken. I don't know where to begin, but let's carry on. So she's the owner of the chicken, and she's about to tell them. And if you notice, listen carefully. Every time that chicken does its what do you say when a chicken does kukuruku? What do you say when a chicken does that? A chicken is it cocks? Well, every time the chicken opens his mouth, the people are saying, there you go, thank you, Dean. Every time the chicken crows, the people in the background are saying, Allahu Akbar. Whew. Okay, so clock or cockle-doodle. Okay, I will go with crows. Okay, but listen, this is not a joke at all. This is real. This is people have gathered, and now there's a point I'll get to in the video where you will understand how religion messes with the heads of people. Maybe it's half chicken, half parrot. I don't know about that. Okay, let's meet the owner of the chicken, the Christian owner of the chicken. Here we go. She said she was minding her business, and the people came to meet her to say, you need to come out and come and see your chicken. Your chicken is saying, Ọlọ́run dákun. You need to come and see your chicken. So now she's outside to come and see what her chicken is busy doing. She said she didn't believe the people. So she came out to go do her shopping. She's on her way to go do shopping, sees the people gather, and she also, well, let's carry on. Sorry guys, the chicken just crowed. Kukuruku. But for some reason, they've translated it to be Ọlọ́run dákun. Okay, let's carry on. Whew.
àti bí mo ṣe bẹ́mi náà ṣe wá dúró bí mo ṣe wá gbọ́ tó wí bẹ́ẹ̀ bá pàtẹ mi náà ṣe jábọ́ nìyẹn pé tò kò sí ibi tọ́lọ̀ ti lè.
The lady just said she didn't believe it, and she was on her way shopping, but she said she'll stop to come and see what her chicken is busy doing. And indeed, she witnessed her chicken saying, Ọlọ́run dákun. So the chicken carries on, and she has just said that indeed God is using that chicken. So the owner of the chicken, the Christian. Well, let's carry on. It's the rest of the video now that would tell you how as funny as this is, how damaging these things can be, and how children are made to believe this stuff. People are made to believe that a God is speaking through a chicken. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
She's Mommy Blessing. That's her name.
Mrs. Solomon.
Mrs. Solomon.
Mommy Blessing. Alhamdulillah. Adúpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run Ọba.
Oh my goodness. So this Muslim cleric has come out now, and the Muslim cleric is telling the people that God is in charge. God has taken over, and God is using this chicken, and people need to revere or to adore this chicken because their God is using the chicken to pass a message to the community. Jesus Christ.
Tó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀, Ọlọ́run kó wọlé àṣẹ rẹ̀ tí adìẹ yìí ti fi ń sọ pé Ọlọ́run dákun mọ́ ṣàgbàdo ẹnìkan kan wá. Ó gba tá à ń rí báyìí, tá à ń rí ṣe Ọlọ́run lára adìẹ, tá à ń rí pé Ọlọ́run ní sọ̀rọ̀ lára ẹ̀, Ọlọ́run dákun mọ́ ṣàgbàdo ẹnìkan kan.
The man is telling the people that they're all here to bear witness of God's wonder and God's power. And they can see themselves that the chicken is saying Ọlọ́run dákun. And also he's saying that every one of them who's there to witness this wonder chicken, God should have mercy on them. God is using this as opportunity to forgive their sins. Let's carry on. My video is nearly done. Whew, this chicken has become a celebrity chicken. This chicken is busy saying it, minding its own business. But people have translated what the chicken is saying to mean, Ọlọ́run dákun, God have mercy.
Ìdùnnú táà náà retí lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ká ní adìẹ mí ni bá a ṣe pélé lórí yóò ti sá lọ àti tó wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. Eléyìí fi hàn wá pé àmì Ọlọ́run ni Ọlọ́run dákun kó ṣàwá.
So at the end there, what that Muslim cleric was saying, he was telling the people that in order to prove that that chicken was indeed a God-sent chicken, other chickens would have left the scene when people gathered. But no, this particular chicken was sent by God, and that's why the chicken did not run away when the people gathered. And that is the sign that God is indeed merciful, and God is indeed working through the chicken. Do you guys want to see the video again? Because the video is done. I had to come and show you people how people are easily misguided, how people can look at a chicken and the chicken just minding its own business, and the chicken they said the chicken was busy crowing. doing its own thing, but somehow they have translated what the chicken is saying to mean, God have mercy. It's ridiculous. Do you guys want to see the video again? You know what? I'll play the video again, but I won't say a word. So I want you to hear yourselves when the chicken is saying, Ọlọ́run dákun. So it's Ọlọ́run dákun. Oh, Lord.
Lọ bá wá dúró lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ibi ìsìn ni wọ́n ti máa ń jẹ láràárọ̀ bí wọ́n bá ti kó ilé olówó wọn kó wá jòkó bó bá ṣàgbọ́ Ọlọ́run dákun mo ní nírèkúdé o
lẹ́nu adìẹ
tó tún dalẹ́ àtẹ̀jọ́ tó sún sílẹ̀ Ọlọ́run dákun mo máa ń ṣèyá Kàsímù mo ní máa bọ̀ nírèkúdé adìyẹ máa sọ Ọlọ́run dákun lónà ó tún dọ̀dọ̀ sọ wájú ṣọ́ọ̀bù ń bẹ̀rù ó tún sọ Ọlọ́run dákun sẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ta kú. Mo ṣáàṣe pé àti ẹ̀rí ẹni torí èmi ń pe pé kí ní ìkígbe owó èmi ò ní pàǹdà tèmi ní lọ́wọ́ ni mo fi kó tiẹ̀ wá bàálẹ̀ tó o bò náà ṣáàṣe wá dé mi tó káfí ojú pẹ̀tọ̀ gbogbo ènìyàn.
Ẹ̀rọ kílẹ̀ yìí náà wá rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ aládìẹ yìí.
Ṣe rí ní ìjọ tọ́ọ̀dẹ̀ èèyàn tó jẹ́ bàbá ọkọ mi wọ́n ní ìdájí àwọn gbọ́ adìẹ kan tó ń sọ Ọlọ́run dákun ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ò fi ojú rí adìẹ náà bàbá ṣe wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn táwọn àtàjọ jòkó èmi ò ká kún so ìgbà tó wá di lónìí tèmi wá táwọn mọ̀mọ́ ṣáà ń pè pé kí mọ̀ bọ̀ kí wá gbọ́ nǹkan tí ó mọ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí nǹkan tí adìẹ mọ̀ wí ni adìẹ sọ pé Ọlọ́run dákun mo ládìẹ ọ̀dà ìgbà tí rí abẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kámẹ́rà adìẹ yẹn sọ Ọlọ́run dákun wọ́n ní ẹjọ́ ta rí Ọlọ́run ta ló ní adìẹ yìí wọ́n ní woman kan tó wà ní ẹ̀gbẹ́ ọ̀dọ̀ wa ni and she is a Christian.
She's a Christian.
Adìẹ.
A Christian owner.
So àwọn wá sí ọ̀dọ̀ mi láti wá rajà. Wọ́n wá ní pé wọ́n sọ pé adìẹ àwọn sọ pé Ọlọ́run dákun. Ó ní ẹ̀yin náà mọ lísẹ̀ mọ gbọ́ o. Kódà àwọn gan wà bíbí ìtàn lè testify sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. So báwọn náà ṣe wá gbọ́ dádì ẹ̀ náà tún sọ pé Ọlọ́run dákun lójú wọn ní ìtajì ẹ̀ wọ́n wí yìí o. Ó ní mínì ó ń give message ni. So òtítọ́ ni ó lẹ́yìn nílẹ̀ tó ń gbọ́ sí dádì ẹ̀ náà tó ń sọ yìí. Ọlọ́run dákun ní ké fún alátà tójò tí rọ̀ ní sí sọ
Ọlọ́run dákun. Ká súnmọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kádàrá pé a rí fídíò yìí wò adìẹ tí ń ṣe Ọlọ́run dákun òun náà ni adìẹ funfun yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ gbọ́dọ̀ tóbi jàmá. Aládìẹ ẹ̀yin lẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀ tá a lọ.
Ó wà nílé àwọn wá sọ fún pé mọ́ èmi adìẹ mà ti ń kígbe Ọlọ́run dákun èmi wá lé wọn kú ọ̀pẹ ẹlẹ́pẹ́ kú ọ̀bá ni adìẹ ó ṣe máa kígbe wípé Ọlọ́run dákun èmi ò bá wọn gbọ́ èmi ṣáà ní kí wá ra nǹkan tí màá sè ni ẹnì wọn sọ pé kémi ò ráàdì ẹ wá tí ń sọ fún Ọlọ́run dákun. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni náà ṣe wá dúró bí mo ṣe wá gbọ́ tó wí bẹ̀ bá pàdé tó jábọ̀ nìyẹn pé tò kò sí ibi tọ́lọ̀ ti lè Mommy blessing. Mrs. Solomon.
Mrs. Solomon, Mommy blessing. Alhamdulillah, adúpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run ọba. Ẹ̀rí aṣọ Ọlọ́run ọba nìyẹn, Ọlọ́run ọba ní sọ̀rọ̀. Tó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ Ọlọ́run kó wọlé àṣẹ rẹ̀ tí adìẹ yìí tí fi ń sọ pé Ọlọ́run dákun mọ́ ṣàgbàdo ẹnìkan kan wá. Ó gba tá à ń rí báyìí tá à ń rí ṣe Ọlọ́run lára adìẹ tá à ń rí pé Ọlọ́run ní sọ̀rọ̀ lára ẹ̀ Ọlọ́run dákun mọ́ ṣàgbàdo ẹnìkan kan wá. Ìdùnnú táà náà rí Ọlọ́run ká ní adìẹ mí ni bá a ṣe pélé lórí yóò ti sá lọ àti tó bọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. Eléyìí fi hàn wá pé àmì Ọlọ́run ni Ọlọ́run dákun mọ́ ṣàwá.
Ṣé ẹ gbọ́?
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you have it. What religion is doing to people. Now a chicken cannot go about its business anymore. People have now translated what the chicken is busy saying to mean God have mercy. And you could hear them in the background saying, Allahu Akbar. I don't know what Allahu Akbar means, but it must be some kind of praises to God somehow. It is crazy how religion is messing with the heads of people. It's funny, but it's not funny. Not funny at all. That people believe this stuff. Some people have looked at this chicken and have assumed that God is speaking a message. Allahu Akbar, or I just say Admiral Akbar. Wow. So yes, you just saw the chicken that was busy praising God. I hope you, I know you, the people watching, I know you don't believe that stuff, but please spare a thought for the people who religion has completely misguided, completely eaten so deep that they believe a chicken saying, Olorun dákun. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. But we've got somebody here who wants to have a conversation. Okay, so is that what Allahu Akbar means? To mean God is the greatest. So we've got somebody here, Thanos. Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hey, Thanos. How can I help you?
Good. Am I coming through clear? I can't. Okay, there we go.
I can.
hear myself now.
I don't know if the people can hear you.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, good. Did you see the video?
Yeah, I caught some of it yesterday morning.
No, which one? Yesterday or
The live stream.
the live stream yesterday?
Yeah, I think you were like 3 hours in,
Yes.
and so I caught like maybe 45 minutes of it, the last 45 minutes of it or so.
Did you just watch the one I just played?
Yeah, I was on lunch break, and I guess I'm the type of person that likes to study human behavior. I like to study people projection. So,
And what do you think about people assuming that a chicken is telling them to praise God?
a chicken, I don't know. I guess that's it appeared to be like a third world country.
It is.
So I can't really speak. I have really no opinion on that.
when you say third world country,
Yeah.
I need you to understand that it is the Christians, the colonizers. They brought this religion to this third world country. And this is the damage that religion is doing to the people. These people had their own religion, had their own deities and things that they believed. But Christians who thought they were doing this missionary work, thought they were doing something good for Jesus, and went to these people's lands, took over and gave them the religion. And now look what you have now. They're now believing that chickens are saying you need to praise God. In my opinion, just religion. People in the third world do not need religion at all. What do you have to say to that?
From well, let me like my real name. My real name is Rick.
Thanos.
Yeah. And
So
my
what did you say your real name was? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
It's Rick, R-I-C-K.
Rick.
Yeah.
Right.
And so my friends gave me that name in the early 90s because of a certain trait that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in New York, Harlem. And I lived there until I was around 20. And so I grew up a really hard and thuggish life where we don't trust people. We have to predict their movements before it even happens, and studying people's persona. And you have to learn real quick in the streets how not to be fooled. So I left New York and I moved to 8 different states. And I'm currently in Minnesota and I've been here for 23 years.
Mhm.
I learned a lot. My brother, he's a scholar, he's a private person. And so we spent years talking about the Bible, people, politics, human behavior, complex issues. And so I'm not a sensitive person. In fact, I don't even know what it's like to be offended. I don't
Oh,
know
wow, that's
how.
good.
I don't know how words offend people. That baffles me. If people get hurt or offended, it's just emotions, especially if it's coming from a stranger. So, because I've been on the internet for many years, various
Okay.
topics, many topics, and so like I believe in God as a Christian,
Oh,
but
you're a
I
Christian. Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm not a Christian. I
You're
believe in
not.
God. No, I believe in God like a Christian,
Oh,
but
like a Christian.
I
What does
right.
that mean? What does that mean? You're believing God like a Christian, but you're not a Christian. What does that mean?
Well, Christianity is basically following Christ's teaching, and that's all it is. It's not actually even a religion, but like I said, I believe in God like a Christian, which is
Hmm.
according to the word of Christ, not people. But I live my life as an atheist,
Right.
so I'm what they call lukewarm. But it's I already figured out what I needed to figure out. I know what I need to do. It's just a matter of doing it.
Hmm.
So there's nothing for me to like figure out more. But what's funny is what this is what I find funny is human behavior. Now that's what I find funny. How people can look at a tree and then some people will acknowledge that's a tree and then others will say no, that's a rock. And so I wanted to learn that perspective.
Okay.
People are very narcissistic. They're very prideful. They're set in their own ways. And so what I try to do is I try to analyze in the things that I believe in. And one of my saying is I don't know exactly what I want to be. I just have to
Oh.
know what I don't want to be. And in order for me not to be these things, I have to just look at people.
Oh, okay. So what don't you want to be?
Well, the greatest thing, in my opinion, which could change, but in my opinion, the worst thing the devil can ever call me is a fool. And so I have
I
to.
don't mind if anybody calls me a fool. It's just words. They mean nothing
Well,
to me.
it's the devil though. So
The Bible makes people feel as though being called a fool is such a big deal. It isn't a big deal. People can call you whatever they want to call you. They're just words. Sticks and well, there's a word that okay, they say sticks and stones will break my bones, but the words you say will hurt my feelings. They'll only hurt your feelings for 2, 3 minutes, and after that, you're done. What's the point? I mean,
well,
hey, harmonica man.
it's like I'm not comfortable in believing or what might be. I'm more comfortable in what is. I like knowing what is. Do I have to know everything? No. Am I an apologist? No. Am I a preacher? No. Of course not.
Okay.
I'm a guy from the ghetto, but
Mm-hmm.
I self-taught and I experienced many things in my life. But the problem is people want truth, but they don't want to hear it because when you find out the truth in certain things, not in everything, because that's a really general term, but when you find out certain things, it actually changes you because it changes your perspective. When something changes your perspective, it actually changes your thinking. So
But then you say truth. Truth according to who? Whose truth is it?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's up to you. Like people are
Whose
not put
truth?
here. It's like a relationship. People often believe that someone you have to find the love of your life, get married or whatever, and they
Mm-hmm.
think that their happiness depends on that other person. It doesn't. That person was not put on this earth to make you happy. That's not the way life works. Happiness is what
Right.
you make of it. So there's a lot of psychological issues going on, and one of the things I like to study is projection. People
Mm-hmm.
like to put a facade, they like to put a shield, and I have a habit of looking over the shield and looking at that person for who they really are. And they're usually really meek, insecure, defensive, and so it's just a matter of not believing
I
the
think
argument.
I can appreciate what you're saying, and that's why a lot of people use avatars because they like to hide behind a mask. They like to hide behind this persona, and you know they can show themselves better when they're hiding their true identity. I can appreciate that, but I am trying to figure out where you're coming from. Are you so you're not a Christian? But you believe, do you believe in Christianity? Where are you coming from? I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, I believe in God. I just don't believe in people. I don't believe in their.
May I say something
Yes,
about
go on,
that?
please,
So
harmonica man.
the- that is the one and only thing that makes you a theist. Even though you might live your life like an atheist, it that is only critical thinking and not answering the one question. The one question is, do you believe in a God? Yes. Okay, you are a theist. Do you? If you don't believe in a God or gods, then you are an atheist. That's all that
Right.
is. Everything else is up to you in your critical thinking and logic.
Mm-hmm.
How you want to approach everything else in life, and the A in the not is it doesn't tie in necessarily with anything else in any other belief or knowledge in your life. It just answers that
Right.
one question. That's it. Um, so kudos though for having critical thinking and observing uh, life around you for the reality and
Mm-hmm.
for the trying to dig for the truth. I've spent my life doing that too, and I've searched for many things to help myself and humanity. And as it turns out, the world is nothing but the same formulaic lies that everybody psychologically falls for and gets themselves into, no matter what you call it, unless it's pure skepticism and science focused thinking. It
Right.
takes it deliberately prohibits bias. That's what makes
Mm-hmm.
it science, and that's what whatever the thing was I just said. I'm sorry, my coffee has not kicked in. I just woke up.
It's okay.
Continue,
Hey,
please.
Mr. Mike. Hey, I just showed a video. The video was I know it's in the third world according to Thanos, but then you must understand that this is where religion, when it's not checked, when nobody questions, this is what happens. People now start to believe that God is speaking through a chicken. People believe a book, a text, ancient book, 2,000 years ago. Were you there when the book was written? Most of the books of the Bible, the authors are unknown, but yet we are guided by these books. We are guided by the dictates of this religious text. And 2,000 years later, people start believing that chickens are speaking and passing messages to them from God. That's where religion,
Does
if
that
left
mean?
unchecked,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
if left unchecked, people will start believing these crazy things. All I'm trying to do is to make people just wake up and realize that in 2021, come on, God cannot be using a chicken to speak to nobody. It doesn't happen. they got it all wrong. All wrong. What kind of God chooses to speak through a chicken? I really don't know.
I think if God speaks through a chicken, then you should only tithe a couple of bucks.
So there was a reason I mentioned people being offended, and I have a way of speaking that people don't like.
Oh, okay. So
And
far, so good. You've been
so,
okay with me.
well, not necessarily the host. It's more I'm not interested in the people, and I'm
Okay.
the type of person when I say I couldn't care less, like I truly mean I don't care, and that maybe that's one of the things I that helps me not be offended because I couldn't care less.
Okay.
So I'm not an emotional person.
Right.
Just you can call me anything. It's not gonna offend me. Just don't ever call me you, and we'll be okay.
Well,
But
I've never had to do that, Thanos.
right, no, I'm just talking in
I've
general,
just
like
I've
with
just
people in
met you,
general.
so
Right.
okay.
So
Okay.
like harmonica,
Oh, do you know each other?
no,
Okay.
you started off the conversation with me by you are, and
Oh, right.
that's cool. You can keep your labels, you can keep your ideas of who I am, but you can keep your opinion. I'm not interested. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I'm not
No,
interested
I,
in
I can understand that. I can understand that, but that's just the description of it. It's not my personal opinion. It's just the thing that answers one question.
Okay, that's fine. But you
That's what
can,
it actually means, and I don't have anything to do with it. It's just like a potato is a potato,
yeah, it's just like anything
and I don't
else.
really care what you call it.
Right,
And
just
I know what you mean. You don't want to be straw manned into what somebody else tries to tell you what you are. So then the conversation opens up. Why do you think this? And why do you think that? And you say, no, I don't. Stop accusing me of being something that I'm not. That way you can find
no,
fault
like
with me
that's
somehow. I just
perfectly fine. You could
am.
accuse me of whatever, but then again,
You know,
just like the Bible, it's your interpretation. You know what I mean? So I'm
yeah.
not like really here to discuss religion. I'm not here to prove to anything to anyone. If you want proof, you got to go seek it. You got to go find it. If you don't want to put in the time and the effort, then you're stuck. You go to bed at night with your thoughts, not me. So I'm not here to discover myself. That I already
Hmm.
found. So I already know what I need to do. And but as far as other people, which that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the thought process. I'm interested how people come into belief and belief systems. So it's not intellect, it's not science, it's what people they flat
Believe.
out just have a bias towards their belief. And so I'm the type of person that I don't want to have a bias. I have to accept things for what they are. And of course, as I grow as a human being, my thought process is going to change, and my belief or knowledge of certain things are going to change,
Hmm.
obviously, like anyone else. So I just find it funny, um, uh,
Apologize.
like with Christians, that's really used in a real broad sense. That's a big stroke. You're that's a big brush you're using to stroke a group of people. And if you could do that with religion, well, I could do that with culture as well. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So now here's a little secret. A lot of Christians are not Christians. The devil himself will claim to be a Christian. The devil himself will claim to love you more than Jesus. It's just
But
words.
remember, Thanos,
It's
you're
your
not
actions.
remember, Thanos, you're not a Christian. So
Well, yeah, you claim
you're not
whatever
a
you want to be.
Christian.
You can claim whatever you
Okay.
want to be.
Okay. I'm
God,
just gonna. I'm just hold on, Thanos. We've got Mr. Mike here as well, and I just wanted to add him to the conversation, hear what he has to say about this. Mr. Mike, are you there?
Mike is muted.
Yes,
Hey,
ma'am.
hey, Mr. Mike. Hello.
Good day to you.
And how are you doing this fine Tuesday?
Doing wonderful. Wonderful.
Right. So, did you see the video of the chicken that was praising God?
Yes, that is the most foolish thing I ever seen. But
Yeah,
the most foolish.
That's people believe that stuff. People believe it. It's a thing. It's a real thing where
Yeah,
chickens are now in the business of God have mercy, God have mercy, God have mercy on all of us.
yeah. Once I saw,
Very soon, maybe the goats, the cats, the dogs, they too will start. So how many dogs do you have, Mr. Mike?
3.
3 dogs. Oh, watch out.
Yeah.
Watch out. Your dogs might soon start speaking to you and sending you messages from God. It's
No,
oh my goodness. Sorry to cut you short, Thanos. I just wanted to add
No, that's
Mr.
fine.
Mike to the conversation. So, did you have something to say, Mr. Mike?
yeah. I actually, I just had my mic muted just to kind of listen to Rick talk a little bit, and actually, like I kind of like on a philosophical level, like I'm with him where he exactly like how he feels, because I grew up in the same type of environment, so I
Okay.
kind of understand exactly where he's coming from. You know what I mean? I think he's looking at it in a I would say, in my personal opinion, he's looking at it in a more practical and logical way, instead of looking at it in a, philosophical, like, instead of in a philosophical way. Like, he's looking at it, he's looking at it with a practical vision, and using his just logic from where he grew up and the environment that he in, versus like actually like diving into like the minutia of talking about text and what's in scripture and stuff like that and whatnot. So I kind of agree mostly with a lot what he was saying. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
because I get it. Like, I'm on the same mental plane as him, because I kind of feel the same way about a lot of things that he said. So yeah.
It's I had this happen about 8 years ago, and I had 2 friends on a Skype call, and they were live streaming, and they were arguing about Hulk, a character named in Marvel, Hulk, and another Marvel character by the name of Wolverine. And they literally argued on a live stream for 3.5 hours which character is better. Now, here's the funny part.
What was the conclusion? What did they conclude?
It doesn't matter. Both characters are fictional.
Okay.
And people in the chat were arguing with them, and they were taking sides, and it was just it was like about 120 people, 130 people in there. And everybody was just arguing. People were hopping into the live stream. They were coming in. They were making defense for this character and that character. And they were just arguing back and forth. It got heated. People got banned and all that. And no one actually stopped to say, hey, none of this matters. It's all fictional. These characters are not real. So I learned how people choose and want to perceive information, how they want to believe in things, and they truly believe in these things. And so I like to watch people stumble on themselves. So I like when people use the word good and evil, So like, I'm here, not for me, or anyone else really. I'm just here to figure out, to an extent, that there are people who I know they're Christians, whatever. I stay away because I'm pretty rough the way how I speak, because I actually live the way I talk.
Oh, okay.
There is no figuring out. What you see is what you get. If I'm a lion, you'll see me coming down the field. I'm not a sheep disguised, so I'm not a trickster. I don't like to play with people's minds, mentalities, and emotions, or language. So there's Christians that I know, and they hang out, and I see them and whatever, and we speak or whatever. That's good, fine and dandy. The funny part, this is the part I find hilarious. A lot of the Christians I know don't ever mention really God, really. Family, work, whatever it may be, general topic. But atheists, on the other hand, all they do is talk about something they don't believe in. They put it on their social media, they wear t-shirts, they make videos, and it just goes on and on. Countless hours of conversations about how something they don't believe in doesn't exist. To me, I find that funny. That's a real funny.
I don't find it funny, and I will tell you, for me, I consider the books of the Bible fiction. I consider them mythical, and they didn't happen. Many of those things, or rather, maybe all didn't happen at all. And I was told and forced to believe this religion. I was born into the religion, didn't have a choice, didn't have a say in what I believed. I was told to stay in an abusive marriage because God hates divorce, and I was not praying hard enough, or I wasn't praying the prayers right. And every time things were going bad, I was told it was something I was doing wrong and God was unhappy with me. When you've gone years of your life being told that there's a God controlling and doing all these things, but yet he sits and watch evil things happen to you. Of course, when you come, for myself, I came out of the religion. I still have people who are believing this stuff. I still have people who carry on being guided by this stuff. And they are doing damage to themselves and to their families and to young children. Children are taken to churches where I showed a video on my there's one of the videos. A lamb was slaughtered and put on a cross in a church, and the people are worshiping this lamb on a cross, and there are children in that organization who are made to follow and do all these things. I think when you realize the impact that religion has had on people's lives, you will understand why people have to speak on it and speak against it, because of the evil it is used to perpetrate in the world. I've just showed you an example. You just saw people, a chicken going about doing its own thing, but no, people have automatically assumed that a God is trying to speak to them. You must understand, religion does really makes people do and think crazy things, and that's why I've chosen to, as an atheist, I will carry on speaking on the subject matter. I'm sure Harmonica Man wanted to say something. Fenos, you can respond to that, and then Harmonica Man.
There was a girl. She came to the house and she was unhappy. She came in tears and she cried and said, "I'm just unhappy." I said, "You're not unhappy. It's just that your life is broken." It wasn't about her relationship. It wasn't about her fiance. It wasn't about her kids. It's something else happened in her life, and her life is broken, and she hates things that are good for whatever broke in her life. That, like you said, what the video you showed was people, nothing to do with God, not one bit. And so once you learn how to listen to people, you can hear that they're broken. A lot of people smile, but their smile is broken. So I don't engage with the brokenness. They have a mouth and they don't even know how to use it. They have a belief and they don't even know what it is. So I often say, okay, well, if God doesn't exist, so let's just say everything is just random. It's just random. We're just molecules in motions. Everything is totally random. Then those survival of the fittest, those who are strong survive, and those who are weak get crushed. And the only thing, and trust me, there's a lot of people out here like me, the only thing that keeps me in my lane is my fear of God. That's the only thing, because everything that I encounter in my life, I have to answer for it. Because when I'm in heaven and our Father in heaven is judging us, my life is going to be there testifying against me. So that's why I'm here, because now I'm taking that excuse away from every single person that's listening.
Okay, I'm not broken. In my opinion, I'm not
saying you. I'm just saying there's something else.
Okay, I'm definitely not broken.
It's no different. It's no different. Like what you're doing, It's
Mhm.
no different than what Christopher Hitchens did.
Oh, I love that
It's
man. Oh,
it's no different.
he
And
he
how
was he
yeah,
was a unique individual, and
he was
wow,
wonderful. He was great,
what
and
a man.
he was unbelievable, and he died on his deathbed staring at a cross because the cross was embedded in the wall right at the end of his bed.
Ridiculous. Listen,
And that now
let's hear what Harmonica Man has to say. Okay, can we
Um,
hear what Harmonica Man has to
I
say?
I wanted to go back to the first point. What this part of the conversation started off with, and I can't even remember what it is now. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, with atheists, mostly the ones that you see, a small part that go around, with the t-shirts on and stuff. Those are mostly activists, and the
Hmm.
reason why they're activists is because they feel oppressed because uh, well, like in America, Christianity helps write the laws against human beings. And it's always against human beings that either are not a believer or just being themselves, if they
Hmm.
wind up
Hmm.
being LGBTQ or whatever, or other, you know, portions of the same religion. Uh, the If they leave other people alone, stop forcing them into that religion or the rules of that religion, atheists would shut up. They wouldn't need to do anything like that. But they're pressing against, they're saying, stop harming people. Stop doing this to everybody. That doesn't mean they're the ones who started the crap. That means they want to try to stop it because it is harming people. And that's just the reality of it. And most, uh, I don't know, maybe half Christians, they don't care about doing all that extremist stuff. They just, um, but they will go along with it and agree with it because they think it's an authoritative sort of thing that they have to follow along with. But as far as atheists go, most atheists are just people like everybody else and just don't care to discuss anything or protest. They just go out and do their daily, work week and come home and feed their kids and everything else like a human being should. So that I
Hmm.
just wanted to clear that up a little bit about atheists.
no, and I totally get what you're saying. You know what I mean? I'm not here like to really talk about religion or whatever because it's for my salvation. You have to find yours, and there's a path to it. And but the
Salvation.
thing is like no different than Christopher Hitchens, man. Like you take all these religions, you put it in a bag, and then you beat people over the head with that bag. Imagine if I was to do that to England. Imagine if I was to say, well, the people in England did this, they did that, so everybody in England is this. You know what I mean?
But that's what Christians
Oh
do to
yeah,
people,
No, I
though.
don't care about
Because
Christians. It's
Christians,
not. It's
Christians, you're
it,
either a believer or you're an
no.
unbeliever.
You're just you're
And
labeling a group. You can't label an entire group of people. Like I said, imagine if I was to do that to cultures.
I know I'm telling you what my experience has been with the people in the group, the people in the religion.
I
I've
know, but
had
you
I've had
but I want
experiences with
your
those
your
people.
experience doesn't redefine reality. And like I said, people are complex.
Okay, so what's the reality?
The
That
reality people are faulty.
so you
There's
believe
good Christians,
you
there's good
believe
Christians, there's bad Christians.
you believe in Jesus, do you?
Of course.
You do.
Of course.
So you believe that a father would kill his own child to save the other children. You believe in
Well,
that
where you get the
concept.
story from? Where are you getting the story from?
It's in the
Where?
Bible.
Where? What
In the
chapter? What
Bible.
verse?
I don't know what particular,
Exactly.
but
So that's what I'm saying.
the whole Christianity is all about
No,
the
no,
death and
that's
resurrection of
this is
Jesus.
what I mean. If your perspective is distorted,
That's the
it's
trouble. That's
distorted.
the trouble.
You
Christians
you
always talk about
no
no, that's what
this
Christians believe.
distorted
no
That is
no
concepts,
no
Christianity.
no it's not.
distorted
No,
If there
concepts,
was no,
listen,
if
check
there was
context,
no,
what
check this
context you're
out. Like,
looking at
look,
it in, and
no,
all this
no.
bits. It is straightforward. Christianity is straightforward.
Hold
It's
on,
Look,
all
hold on, everyone.
centered around
let,
the person called
let me
Jesus.
just say this.
Well,
Let me
some
just say
people,
this.
his name was not even Jesus to
Let,
begin with.
let me just say this. I'm not that smart of a man. I grew up in the ghetto. I know some of the basics of the Bible. I know you don't read the Bible like a novel. It is something you have to study to fully comprehend.
It's a
And
storybook.
it's story. It's a story. And that's what happens. So the thing about sin has a way of putting God below your feet and you judging him. So
Nah,
that's what
nah.
I'm saying. Okay, so let's play it
I
both
don't believe
ways.
in that. I
Okay,
don't
so
believe
let's
in all
say,
that. Sorry,
okay, so let's
I
just
don't
say
believe
God
in the
doesn't
concept of
exist.
sin.
This is
Don't
what I'm
believe in
saying.
salvation.
Okay, you don't
I
believe in
don't
any of
believe
that.
in
So
any of that concept, even heaven. No,
okay,
thank you.
which okay, so
You were
let's say
talking
that.
about when you get to heaven.
Okay,
Oh, you want to go to heaven?
no,
Why?
you don't go to heaven. You
For
don't
what?
make that decision.
Boring place.
You know people
You're going to be in that
you
place. You're
don't
singing
let me
hallelujah,
okay, so
hallelujah,
this is you
morning,
throwing stones.
afternoon, and night. Hallelujah. For
I
what?
get it. I
Who needs
understand.
that?
I understand. The people throwing stones are the ones
Okay,
giggling. I
I'm
understand.
not throwing stones.
But
No, I don't need to throw
this
any
is what I'm
stones.
saying. This is what I'm saying. Let's say God doesn't exist, right? Okay, let's all agree on that. He doesn't exist. Then people like me would destroy everything you have because
What?
that's my desire. That's my desire.
Your
My
desire is to destroy the
my
world
desire. No,
without
no,
hold
no. I
on,
God?
can't
hold on,
destroy
hold
the
on.
I can't
Oh, you
destroy the world.
definitely need God. Thanos,
No, no,
keep
no.
God.
This is
You
what I'm
need God.
saying.
Oh,
Listen,
Thanos. If you need God to not destroy the world, I beg you, please hold on to your God. You need him.
it's not
You
about
need him.
destroying the world. It's not.
Oh, wow.
I'm not saying that. Listen, what I'm saying is everything you have, I would just take
But you just
because
did.
people like me, we don't care how you feel. We don't care about how you think. We don't even care what
Oh,
you consider to be
goodness.
good or moral. You get what I'm saying?
No, you
There is,
definitely need,
There
you
are
need
there's,
God.
places
there's,
for
Oh,
people
wow.
like that.
there's no
It's called
penalty.
prison.
If
Yes.
yeah, and I'm
That's
smart. Check
They
this
go
out.
to
society.
prison.
Society.
It's called prison, but I don't fear prison. I don't fear the
Okay.
law of man. I don't fear you. I don't fear your thoughts. I don't fear your morals. People like me
But you
would
fear
just
God.
take and
But
But
take
in
you
and
fear
order
take.
for
God.
survival for society in general, everybody else does, and they really don't have to put up with
Okay.
people
Now,
who
is that a
take
bad
and
thing?
destroy. That's the
Is
point.
that a bad thing?
What the populace
Me just taking stuff.
or the person? Yeah,
Why?
yeah, it is.
Why would I care what you consider to be bad? You tell me.
Why? What? Listen,
Because for
Mr.
my
Mike, Mr.
well-being
Mike,
But I
Mr.
don't
being
Mike, were
care
you
about
trying to
your
say
destroyed by
well-being.
something?
somebody else,
But this is
I
not
don't care
that's
if you don't care. That's what
exactly.
you don't get.
But I'm
Nobody cares what a criminal thinks and does, or the reasons why, or they don't
True.
care. They already know.
they don't have
That's
to
why they
care.
are
That's
removed
what I'm
from
saying, brother. That's what I'm
society.
saying. They don't have to care or care.
I know.
But they're not gonna stop me. Your feelings are not gonna stop me. Your thoughts are not gonna stop me. Whatever you have,
Okay.
I'm just gonna take.
Can we hear what Mr. Mike has got to
But
say?
your actions are different, though.
Mr.
Yeah,
Mike,
go ahead.
If I may, I
please.
didn't want to interrupt the robust conversation, but uh, I think that um, everybody's making very valid points. The one thing that I will say that I always took away from growing up as a Christian and everything. The one thing that I did take away from it is everybody's ability to have free will, free thought, your own mind. You can think what you want, and like I said, a lot of what Rick is saying, I do agree with, but I do
Okay.
feel like when we have these when conversations like this come up, it everybody goes to their corner and they defend what they believe
Mm-hmm.
vigorously,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. But like the idea of having free having free thoughts and like a free flowing conversation, it doesn't have to necessarily turn into you know not even a debate or argument, Like we can, some things that we like when you're live yesterday, some things I just agree to disagree with. And I think that's kind of where, like, I think if I'm reading it correctly, I think that's kind of where Rick is coming from. Like, I understand what he mean by, like, I don't care about your thoughts, I don't care about your feelings. You know what I'm saying? That the type of places that we come from, you have to be that way and it stick with you. But, when you get older and you do more research and you do more studying and things of that nature, like, sometimes your mind opens up. Sometimes you take the information and you say, okay, well, I know this, but I'll put this to the side because that really has no use to me. So I think that for what Rick is getting at, like I said earlier, he's looking at it from just not only experiences, but he's looking at it from a very, very logical point of view. And it doesn't have to, I don't think he's trying to like push people's buttons, but he's speaking his truth, and that's all an exercise of it, of his free will. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely. I
respect
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I respect it. I just think that, but on the other side of the coin, as they like to say, when you're exercising your free will, you have to take other people's thoughts and things into account. Now, if you're gonna have the type of mentality that, like, myself or Rick might have, it can get to the point where it's challenging to take in other people's thoughts, because it's something, if you believe in something strongly enough, like it forms your worldview. So I understand, like I said, what he's saying, and no disrespect to you, Rick, I don't want to speak for no other man, but
you're good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand where he's coming from, but like I said, on the opposite side, I would just say to Mr. Rick, like, you got to take in. Sometimes you got to take in what other people are saying, because their worldview is not the same worldview like I have or like you have. You know what I mean? And if it's very perspectives on all sides. Like, no one person is the same. They may have similar experiences, similar thoughts, similar feelings about certain things, but no two people are exactly the same. So when you have a conversation, like the kind of conversations that we have when Miss Esther do these lives and stuff like that, it will behoove you to, like, to take in what they're saying, whether you agree with it or not, and then you just respectfully agree to disagree, because trust me, I just literally did this yesterday on the live, so I kind of had to sit back and think about, like, okay, maybe I'm not taking in other people's perspectives in the right form or fashion, and I'm going to, next time that I engage in one of these conversations, I'm gonna do a lot more listening, and I'm gonna do a lot less talking until I have my thoughts gathered up and say what I want to say. But again, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, because I have that same type of mentality. I'm from the ghetto too. I'm from Washington, D.C. So I'm from the ghetto too. I understand exactly why you have that mentality that you have. And I've done a lot of stuff that I'm not going to say on here, but I've done a lot of stuff that is very unsavory. And that's when I was a Christian, a practicing Christian and stuff like that. And I knew I was doing stuff that wasn't right. But you know what I'm saying, that kept me from doing, like you were saying, that kept me from doing more things that I knew that I could have done. But because I had that construct of religion, it was something like I could hold on to. Once I started getting a little bit more studied and traveled around the world and stuff like that, I learned a lot. And I'm not going to tell anybody not to, ride with their religion or what they believe in. But when you have conversations with people that are not religious, that are more along the lines of like how I am or how Miss Esther is, or even how Harmonica Man is, we're more like, we might not be religious, but we are still spiritual in a sense. So you're going to encounter more of that going down the line and moving forward if you have these conversations with people. And
absolutely, and that's why it's good to have conversations with people. I mean, I'm open to having these conversations. Absolutely.
The way you think causes the actions you take. Usually,
Yes.
if you think a certain way, this is how you vote or you act upon something. And there's an old saying, your rights end where mine begin. And that's the thing about not caring what other people think is, I mean, there's a line there you just can't cross. Arguing and thinking to yourself and minding your own business of what you believe, that's just perfectly fine. But as soon as you cross that line and try to make somebody else do something they don't want to do, or harm them in any way, that's evil. That's just plain evil.
Let me if I can say, like, the only people in my life that can hurt me are people that I love. That's it. People that I love. Now check this out. Why can't you not be honest and say that you just hate God instead of denying his existence? Say you hate him.
God.
Just say it. Say.
How can you hate something? How can you hate something that's not been proven to exist?
Thank you. Then why pour your energy and your time and your effort?
Nobody.
I don't go around.
Listen,
okay, I don't go around to kids.
It's because people.
I don't go around children and telling them, look, Tom and Jerry doesn't exist. I don't dedicate my time and my effort and my social media and YouTube videos saying, look, kids, Tom and Jerry doesn't exist. Why can't you just say, look, I hate him and this is why. I despise him and this is why.
He has to show up and exist first,
Yeah.
And
I despise what people,
in one, because he's not here to believe in him. The energy goes into what I was saying earlier, because the religion does oppress everybody else by the way it influences society and the way it runs, and it is always
so you hate the people that represent God,
and those people are speaking out.
It's the way the people are using.
Not hate.
It's the people. It's how they're using the God concept to control people that I do not like.
Okay,
something that's not been proven to exist. You can then not turn around and tell me that thing is speaking through a chicken. asking me to praise God through a chicken.
Okay, but so
believers
ultimately,
hate with anger. That's it's not hate, it's anger.
Okay, it's anger.
Anger because being tired of the crap. That's it. Just tired of being oppressed.
Okay, I'm tired. I agree with you. I'm tired.
That's why.
I'm tired of life. I love my kids. I love my wife. I love my career. I'm grateful for it. But ultimately, I'm tired of living. I'm tired of not knowing. I'm tired of doubting. I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of feeling pain. I'm tired of worrying. I'm just tired. But every day I'm grateful for my life. You see how those two ideas can exist in the same realm? And that's the thing about being human.
I can, but
we're just complicated, man. We are complicated. And if you're surrounded,
we all know this. But when it comes to the major philosophical questions, you can still disagree with the major ones that influence every other decision.
I totally agree with you.
In your life and the way you think.
That's a good quality hat, because
so it's fine.
God says in the Bible to doubt everything, to question to go seek. it is your duty to doubt everything. Life is a bunch of little puzzle pieces,
To
and you're
doubt
only on this planet.
everything, including the God concept.
Yes, doubt everything. You're supposed to seek it for yourself.
Absolutely.
You're
Absolutely.
supposed to
Mr.
seek it
Mike
for
wanted to say
yourself.
something.
Absolutely. Go on. Who was going to say something? Harmonica Man, did you say you were going to say something?
No. I said Mr. Mike began to say something.
Oh, Mr. Mike?
So
Oh, my
please.
apologies. I was gonna say that I was going for just because it kind of hit me. It kind of hit me directly in the chest when Rick was just talking about being tired. Share
Mm,
a little brief story with you. I actually shared this before when there were a couple of other people on the live. So I understand exactly how you feel, bro. Because let me tell you something. Like, I lost all form of like hope, empathy. I stopped caring about people because I have two daughters. One is 3, one is 2. I now have one daughter because my oldest daughter passed away when she was 3 months old. So I had an experience where I had to question every single thing. Religion was out the window at that point to me.
I'm sorry to
And, I,
hear that, Mr.
and you
Mike.
know what I'm
So
saying? And
sorry.
it's an old saying. It's an old saying, especially the way where the family I grew up in. It's a very, very old saying. A parent should not outlive their children.
Oh yeah.
And once I experienced that, I felt just like you. You know what brought me back? You know what brought me back, even though like I don't practice religion no more. You know what brought me back though? That was the first time in probably like I was telling Miss Esther on her other live. That was probably the first time in like 20 years I actually prayed for the first time, like really hard, because I was trying to get some answers. When I didn't get an answer, I was like, okay, well, now I'm going to start questioning everything. And I'm not going on no tangent or going on no crusade to make anybody like believe or not believe, but I keep saying that, you know what I'm saying? Religion is just like it's just like government, it's just like society, it's just a construct. There's a set of rules that people live by because it gives them order, and it gives them a form of order, and that's it. And some people don't subscribe to that construct, so it's nothing wrong with being, you know what I'm saying, devout and everything, because again, I agree with a lot of what you're saying,
Mike.
but like I said,
check
when
this out.
when you taking it in from the opposite perspective, you got to understand, like, just like you said, people are complex. It's not like everybody on here woke up one day and was like, I'm just gonna stop believing in God today. Something happened, or it was situations in a specific amount of time, like Miss Esther was saying about her situation and her personal life. Like, it's stuff that goes along with it. It's more complex than just she woke up one day and was like, hey, I'm going to tell people that I'm going to get on here and tell people that this is why I think, religion is bad. It's constant situations that happen over time that make you feel like that. And when you start, like I said, like getting more studied and start researching more and even studying different religions, like I did, not practice, but just studying different religions, you come to find out that logically a lot of the stuff they all say the same thing. They just practice it in a different way. And I always truly believe that ever since I was 12 years old when I started studying other religions. So like taking somebody else's uh their taking their opinion in, or taking their perspective in, rather, again, like I would just suggest, like, you don't fight, not necessarily fight, but you don't push back against it. But like you said, you do question it from your perspective, and then you can have a healthy dialogue, and you can maybe learn something, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to change your mind, because your mind is already made up. Nobody's going to change your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're exactly right. But here's the thing.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing, bro. It's not about religion. And I like how you use that word construct, because that comes out of your mouth a lot. It's not about religion. It's not about people. The Bible, between you and God, that's a relationship.
Oh, relationship.
It's a relationship between you and him. It's not about other people. It's not about taking Christianity, put them in a bag, and then beat the religion. That's not what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? There's a reason why Jesus spoke more about hell than he did about heaven. And the more you start learning about
Do you know
that,
what a relationship is?
the more you start realizing, you start recognizing his language, brother. My daughter's autistic.
Harmonica Man just asked you a question, Thanos. Did you hear the question?
What was the question?
How do you know how relationships work, right? They have to be two people communicating, and there's never one there to communicate. So how could it be a relationship?
It's faith. No different. It's no different than my heart.
You're make-believing somebody's there.
I understand that.
Is. It's a lie that you tell yourself.
I totally understand that.
Okay, then why keep making the claim that you have a relationship when you know you're just making it up in your mind that there's somebody there you're having a relationship with?
Okay.
So how is it that you're telling us it's up to us to believe it or not?
Well, I'm not telling.
That's because the Bible says so.
Okay, I'm not telling other people.
That's what you just explained to us.
Well, you're listening, but the concept, and I'm saying the concept is flawed, and it causes people to play make believe, and then they make actions upon their beliefs. Exactly, and I'm a type
which aren't true to begin with.
Yeah, and I'm the type of person that I don't like to play make believe. I come from Harlem. I don't got time for that.
All right, good.
You know what I mean? So like,
no,
I just like
you act on factual things, right?
Yeah,
there's you have to. You don't have a choice.
Just like there's no more than two genders. There's no more than two genders. If people want to make believe,
that's a conversation for another day about two genders.
Well, I'm just saying, it's just people like to make believe. You know, if that's.
Well, I have to run.
And me as well.
I do have a performance here in a little while. Thank you, everyone, for the nice chat.
Thank you.
And the
Thanks,
diversity.
Harmonica Man.
It was.
Thank you.
It was fun.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to round this up soon myself. I didn't plan to stop as long as I did yesterday. So can you just round up, Thanos? Just one minute, just round up, and we'll have Mr. Mike also round up, please.
Yesterday, like I mentioned that my mother was heavily into witchcraft, and so at a young age, I was seeing things that people would consider to be false, fake, only in the movies, which a lot of people reference movies. That's, I guess, the extent to their knowledge of things. Mm-hmm. But there is no trying to convince me. I don't have to. I'm not a person from a distance with a full opinion. I actually lived what I lived through, and I've seen what I've seen, and my conclusions are real. You know what I mean? So they're not like, I don't just hear other people talking and then speak in a false sense. I'm not a mechanic, so who am I to tell a mechanic what he's doing right or wrong on a car? I'm not one of those type of people. Mm-hmm. So
I appreciate that, Thanos, and Yeah, please do come back for more conversations. I love dialogue. I love just having very healthy conversations with people, even though we do not agree. It's good to have these conversations. And Mr. Mike, just can you just say your last few words before
Uh,
I end the stream?
yes, ma'am. It was a, like I said, lively conversation. Um, I think that we all have, um, we're all still learning, and we all have, things that we will again agree to disagree about. But
Hmm.
the conversation and the dialogue about the issue of religion is a very tough one. It's one that people don't
Hmm.
want to have, but this
Hmm.
is a good constructive way to have it so that you can get it from all perspectives and all sides. And I think it was a very, very, very productive live stream. Very, very.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm just going to round up by saying you can believe anything. So Psalm 1692 said, you can believe anything on faith, not a reliable way to find the truth. I agree. And people have taken it on faith and believe that a chicken was actually praising God. Very, very, on a final note, Thanos, your voice reminds me of somebody on YouTube. Like somebody I really appreciate his channel. But of course, his name's not Thanos. He's got a different name. You sound very much like this person, but I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, do you have another channel, Thanos?
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
I have like other accounts, but
Ah.
they haven't been used in like 8 years, 9 years or so.
Okay, your voice you remind me of somebody on these YouTube streets. But yeah, anyways, thank you all very much for coming to this live stream. For those of you who didn't catch the previous section of this live stream, please do play back and go watch it. Go and watch the chicken that was busy praising God. It's crazy, crazy, crazy how people have deluded themselves to believe that God is now speaking to them and sending messages to them through a chicken. Please, guys, I know we're all on a mission to find truth, but when your God chooses to speak to you through chickens, I that's something that I cannot subscribe to, unfortunately. Any God that chooses to speak through your chicken, I'm sorry, count me out. Thank you very much. And let me tell you, I'll be back. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Come on, let's get this subscription up and watch this space. I'll be back tomorrow. I've got something interesting to talk about tomorrow. So watch this space. I thank you, all of you, for coming. I appreciate you all. And have a lovely afternoon, evening, night, morning, wherever you are. Thank you and see you soon. Bye.